Good morning. Welcome to Wednesday's edition of Primetime Breakfast News. I'm Sonali Manikapatike. We start off with a look at this morning's headlines. Program to hand over 36 Indian prisoners currently in prisons in Sri Lanka to Indian authorities. Sporadic violence breaks out in several cities around England, and first ODI between Sri Lanka and Australia to get underway today. Now for this news in detail. A program has been initiated to hand over 36 Indian prison inmates who are currently in prisons in Sri Lanka to Indian authorities. Commissioner General of Prisons, Major General V.R. De Silva, stated that this program has been initiated in view of the Memorandum of Understanding signed between India and Sri Lanka. The Ministry of Justice and the High Commission of India are taking necessary steps to coordinate the process. Commissioner General V.R. De Silva further stated that as a result of this MOU, prison inmates of both countries will be exchanged in this manner. Minister of Power and Energy, Partly Champika Ranawaka, says that under the Sama Gamakata Pupudamu Sri Lanka program, the supply of electricity has been expedited. The minister made this statement while addressing a media briefing held yesterday.
This briefing was held to create awareness of the Vidulka exhibition that is due to get underway between August 12th to 14th in Colombo.
අපේ අමාත්‍යාංශයේ පැත්තෙන් අපි සතුව තියෙනවා වැදගත් ඉලක්ක දෙකක් 100%ක් විදුලිය ලබා දීම සෑම ගමකටම විදුලමු ලංකා වැඩපිළිවෙල යටතේ.
Our ministry has two main aims. One is to ensure 100% electricity to every village under the Pupudamu Lanka program. We have expedited the process. We have faced certain problems though. Our next aim is to ensure that by 2020, 20% of the energy requirement is obtained through renewable energy sources. According to estimates, around 2050 oil reserves will disappear from the world. Due to the present excessive demand, in another 60 to 70 years, gas reserves will completely extinguished.
කියන්නේ ඩීසල් පෙට්‍රල් කෙරසින් කියන මේ තෙල් ඉන්ධනය සම්පූර්ණයෙන්ම බලශක්තියක් හැටියට ලෝකෙන් අතුරුදහන් වෙන්න නියමිතයි. දැන් තියෙන මේ අධික ඉල්ලුම නිසා තව අවුරුදු 60ත් 75ත් අතර කාලයකදී ගෑස් සම්පූර්ණයෙන් ඉවර වෙන්න නියමිතයි.
Two media briefings were held yesterday by environmental group representatives and the subject minister ahead of the wild elephant census to be carried out. These are some of the views expressed.
During the past, newspapers and various media reported that the elephant calves were being secretly obtained through various parks. This shows an intention to give legitimacy to these calves and to obtain another 300 calves through this census. We are not carrying out a census to give these elephants to anyone. Nothing of the nature is taking place. Some people criticize. We will not give the wild elephants to anyone. Some elephants are orphaned. In these instances, we take them to a home. Then we take them to Pinnavala. After 5 years are completed at Pinnavala, and if they are in good health, we then take measures to direct the elephants to a religious place.
ඒ ආගමික ස්ථාන වලට පන්සලකට හරි දෙන්න කටයුතු කරන්නේ. ඒක තමයි අපේ ක්‍රමවේදය වනජීවි දෙපාර්තමේන්තුවේ අමාත්‍යාංශය.
According to the prevailing laws, no one has the authority or power to take away elephant calves from the forest.
ඒ සතාගෙන් වගාවකට හෝ ජන ජීවිතයට හෝ හානියක් වෙනවා නම්. එක තමයි හරියටම අපේ රටේ ඉන්න අලි සංඛ්‍යාව දැන ගැනීම.
We need to know the exact number of elephants in our country. Secondly, to identify the exact locations they inhabit. Thirdly, to minimize the human-elephant conflict through this census. This is why we are conducting a census. We are not going to give them away to private sector or sell them.
The body of an individual with gunshot injuries was discovered on the banks of the Hachimadua Lake in the Kottukachia area.
A resident of Kottukachia, the deceased was identified as 53-year-old Aryu Ratna. Putlam magistrate Deshananda Dimel examined the scene of the crime last night while the Anamalur police has launched investigations. Meanwhile, a body of an individual who had been killed in Akurasa and subsequently buried was exhumed in the presence of acting magistrate of Matara Charitananayakara. The exhumed body was that of M.A. Gunapala, a resident of Henagama, Andaravatta in Akurasa. One of his relatives, who was arrested upon suspicion, subsequently made a confession, which led to the police making headway in the case.
Still in local news, the renovation of the main water supply line that was broken down in Maharagama along the high-level road has commenced. General Manager of the National Water Supply and Drainage Board, Pathiraja Ramavikrama, says that the renovation work will conclude in around 10 to 12 hours. Accordingly, damage has been caused to the main water pipeline that is carrying water from Kalatuava to Dehiwala. Issuing a communique, the National Water Supply and Drainage Board stated that the water supply, which was halted to the surrounding areas from 10 p.m. last night, will continue until 10 p.m. today. These areas are Burlaskamua, Mattegoda, Palanvatta, Rukmalgama and Kasbava.